What do you use to record videos instead? As a camera?
Uh, yeah, it's a so actually, I'm currently on my second camera, so this is like the main thing. That's like a Sony Alpha 7A3, I think.
Okay, that's good
Uh,
stuff.
that's not the actual lens. It's currently on here. That's like my. It's like for this one is like if you're sitting further away. Um, yeah, this was too expensive probably. Uh,
Do you use
but
it
yeah,
just
it's
for recording? Sorry.
apparently yes. Like I also bought it for images, but at the same time, like it was so expensive. I'm like, what if it gets damaged or something?
I get
I'm like actually too scared to take it outside.
But you also have another camera that you're recording this now.
Yeah, yeah, that's also like it's like a smaller one. I think it was the Alpha 5 100 5100. Like it was
Okay.
like it's much smaller and quite old. So, but it's still good, and it yeah, like fits the lens and everything. So,
You're not as worried as with the other one, I guess, while using it.
yeah, this one I actually use for like
Images.
taking photographs.
Do you do it like as a hobby in your free time? Do you like that?
It's mostly family stuff, or like
Okay.
if there is a cat strolling around somewhere.
Okay. And I gotta ask, what lenses do you use?
Okay, so the like the for this one is like I'm not really sure what to call it. So this one has like a small focal length, so yeah, like basically big lens in the middle, whatever. But it cannot zoom. So the issue I had before in my old apartment was that I had like my desk in front of the desk was like a sofa, and at this point it was so far away that even if I zoomed in with my other lens, like everything just became so dark and it didn't look any good. So like I bought this one because it l- let in more light.
Okay,
My
yeah.
main lens,
What's the aperture on it? The f number.
yeah, it's
I'm curious.
1.8, so that's
Okay, that's good
pretty.
light.
I'm not sure if it's called low or high because like it opens more. So
Oh, I would get it wrong every time. Yeah,
the, the number is lower, but it
yeah. I
actually
think
means
it's
bigger.
high aperture. Yeah, bigger aperture. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's kind of weird, yeah.
And the other lens?
The other one, like it's the default one you usually get with those cameras, like it's the 16 to 50 millimeter zoom, and like the aperture is 3.5 to 5.6, so it's variable. But it's the like if you get one of these cameras, they're like it's often bundled with them.
Yeah,
It
yeah, yeah.
more or less
Uh,
default lens, yeah.
I'm sort of using the same lens here, an equivalent version of it.
Yeah.
I do have to say that, especially for pictures, I highly prefer prime lenses. The zoom lens, not a big fan.
Yeah, but they're so expensive.
So,
Good
wh-
lens.
what what I do for, especially for photography, for videos, I just use this one. But for photography, I use adapted vintage lenses, which are extremely cheap, and you can often find them even with very high aperture, just $30 or $50, and then you just throw
Okay.
in an adapter. It's manual focus, so there's that, but you do get some great pictures if you choose the right vintage lenses. So
All right.
if you want some cheap things to like play out with to do images, that's fun. I can recommend that.
Okay.
And then you record in camera or with OBS?
Um, no, I don't record on the camera. So like I use the clean HDMI throughput,
Okay,
like with the adapter, and it goes into my PC and then it records with OBS. So kind
okay.
of like
What capture card do you use?
I'm still on the little Elgato USB thing. Like if that breaks, yeah, I might have a problem for a week or something like that. But
If I'm sorry, go ahead.
oh, no, sorry.
If I recall correctly, the Elgato one is HD. Oh, sorry, full HD only.
It was, I think. Like mine does 1080p 60 or 4K 30, I think.
Oh,
Like it can't do 4K 60.
okay.
But there is a newer revision, I think, that it can do 4K 60 as well. I'm not entirely sure.
On Linux.
I think so. I'm not entirely sure. I think 4K 60 is
Okay.
manageable, but everything beyond that, I'm not sure.
No, yeah.
I think that needs HDMI 2.1 or something like that.
I'm not even sure why you would need that for like a YouTube video.
Yeah, exactly.
And but you mentioned like the darkness problem a couple of times, but I don't quite get it. Like, do you have very dim lights, or are you afraid to turn on the ISO too much? What's
Uh,
going on with the lights?
well, one problem that I had in the past was that I was kind of stupid, and like I just faced the lights too like too close to me or mm, too directly, basically. Like nowadays I do it differently. Like I come from way more above, so like shimmer or something is not that of a problem with the lighting because I think it could be diffused much more. So I really like keeping my cameras on a very low ISO value so that it doesn't get grisly, I guess is the word for it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Bit
What
gritty.
what do you define here by very low ISO? What do you usually pick?
Well, I think I'm like this camera has a smaller lens, so currently on there or a smaller um
A sensor.
like the sensor, yeah. It's currently on 500.
Okay.
And on this camera, I think I set it to 180, so that's like really low.
Okay.
Probably too low, but I'm still learning.
So if I had to guess, I don't remember exactly, but I think the Sony A7 is ASPC sensor, not a full frame. Does this tell you
I th-
anything?
I think it has a full frame.
It's a
I'm
full
pretty sure
frame.
it does because I thought one. This one is cropped, the current one, but
Okay.
I think this one is a full, if I remember
So
correctly.
it must be ASPC, the one you're recording with. Um,
Yeah.
Regarding ISO, there with cameras, I'm not an expert myself either in that, but one thing I've learned over time is that they do have a base ISO, which is usually something like 800, which is the ideal for noise. Like you would think that getting a higher ISO would give you much more noise, and in general that's true. But for that amount of noise specifically, which changes camera by camera, it actually lowers it. So you should check out what the floor ISO is for your camera, and ideally that should be the recommended value to stick to if you
Yeah.
want to not to change anything else.
Probably, yeah, would be a good idea. I'm not sure if that's true or if that's like wrong because I think the same thing applies to TVs when it comes to the sharpness setting. I've heard like some actually where zero is actually zero sharpness, but then there are TVs that are actually like they have a sharpness value of something like 10 for some reason, and everything below that gets like unsharp for some reason. It's really weird. I'm not sure if it's the same with cameras or not, but I haven't looked into it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's true.
I wonder how easy it would be to actually go ahead and check. Like you would have to have some static image as a test, and then
Yeah.
not so easy to actually check. Uh, And then you get your file on the computer with audio already at this point, I guess.
Yeah, I use the PCM codec like in OBS because like AAC and Image Resolve doesn't work. Of course, doesn't. Um, so yeah, I just record with the audio, and for some reason, I'm not sure if it's my interface or something, but it has like a minimal delay. Like it's
Okay.
2 or 3 frames for whatever reason.
The audio
But
or the
pretty
video? The
consistent.
video.
The audio.
Oh, the
I-
audio has a
or-
delay.
Or the video. No, I think it's the audio. I think it's the audio. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it could also be related to my extremely long cable.
Okay, that makes
I don't
sense.
know. It is.
And what's your editing process?